Do we? Hey, we told you guys, I think back in California, race drivers don't strike. They're out there racing. Front row. Now remember, because of points, we invert the top 4 in points. The 4th highest in the point total, Tony Stewart, starts at the pole, has a shot at the $4,000 wins challenge, running John Cox outside. In the 2nd row on the inside, Kenny Irwin Jr. He also has a shot at the wins challenge money, and outside him, the fast qualifier, Dan Drinan. 3rd row, Andy Mitchner, our 3rd combatant that's eligible for the prize money from wins this evening, should he win, and Brian Gerster outside row 3. In the 4th row, the youngster from South Bend, Indiana, 17-year-old Ryan Newman, and Jack Runyon outside row 4. In the 5th row, Chuck Leary and 16-year-old Jeff Hunt. A lot of teenagers in this race, Larry. Makes us feel old. In the 6th row, Tracy Hines and Chris Schultz. In row 7, on the inside, Jimmy McCune and Mike Mason outside in number 75. And, of course, all the great car shots being brought to you from CarQuest Auto Parts. For your nearest CarQuest Auto Parts store, dial 1-800-492-HEART. Love to take you along for the ride. Tonight we have a couple of in-car cameras, compliments of CarQuest. There is one right there. That is the white number 9 Performance Racing Industry entry. And there is the other one. That's number 75 with Mike Mason on board. Of course, Tony Stewart will start from the pole.
And just before we get started, we want to say hello to Jimmy McCune's grandfather. He had a heart problem out in Richmond a couple of weeks ago. He's home watching. We just want to say hello to him.
Yeah, he had a heart problem and put him in the hospital after Richmond, Virginia, but he's back home up in the Toledo, Ohio area. Mike Mason will start from the back of the pack, so we have the billboard in-car cameras in the front and back.
And look at this. They spread out pretty wide, getting into 1. Pretty clean start. Look down on the inside. That's Hines. Square down on the inside. He gets back up. No problem.
But up in front, the white number 9, the Beast with the Ed Pink engine out front. In the race shot yesterday, I said, Tony, how are you going to pass? He said, I'm starting on the pole. I'm going to lead every lap. I said, what if you don't start on the pole? And guess where he started?
Well, he did get a great start. Kenny Irwin's right. Oh, look at this. Danny Drinan down there on the bottom.
You saw what happened. He
got he upset the chassis real bad when he made that pass, but he hung on to it, and everybody missed him. Wow.
Drinan goes to 3rd. John Cox drops to 4th. 5th is Mitchner. And 6th is Gerster. You can see all 6 right there in that shot. Here is a battle for the number 1 spot.
Oh, look
to
at
the inside. Irwin had a look at the inside. Both of them were above the white line, almost side by side.
Irwin got down under him with 2 wheels and held onto the race car just enough not to run into him. Nice job of driving by both those guys right there. And look at Drinan. He's caught up with him real quick.
Drinan begins to stalk in that 3rd position now on lap number 5 on the 30 lap. Here is where we have some questions. The tires have not gone 30 laps. These components have not gone 30 laps when the stress starts to build up.
Well, I don't think these guys are worried too much right now. They're trying to hang on. They're trying to find a way to get around. But, you know, I'm sure some of the mechanics on the inside of the racetrack are beginning to think about that fast.
Well, we're still seeing some sparks come off of the cars in turn 4s. Tony Stewart continues to lead. They complete lap 6 off the 2nd front, down off the 30-40 banking, down the backstretch. Irwin in that wins car rides in the 2nd spot. And right there in 3rd is Danny Drinan.
You can see Stewart, he's going in about a half a car width above that white line. He's just giving Stewart or Irwin just enough room to make him think that he might be able to stick his nose in there. And Irwin's trying very hard to get in under him, but he just doesn't have quite enough room.
Well, there's a good look back at Irwin from your leader, Tony Stewart, with the CarQuest cage cam going on the front stretch. And now it looks like a few extra car lengths between 2nd and 3rd. So maybe some strategy being played out there by Drinan.
Right, there again, Irwin did it again. He dropped the left 2 wheels below that line just to see what was going to happen. He didn't really try to make a pass there. He just wanted to see what was going to happen when he made that move. And he pulled right back up on the racetrack. Wasn't any problem. That was Mike Mason on the inside that they just slapped as he seems to be running pretty slowly down on the inside of the racetrack.
Mike Mason does stay out, but he does run at a reduced speed. First 3 have really checked out on the rest of the competition. A lot of John Cox back and forth. But you can see there's a
right
there. 5th place now belongs to Gerster as he goes around Mitchner. He is up to 5th, and he sets sail for John Cox in 4th. Once again, the top 3 on lap 12. Lap front, Mitchner falling off the pace down the front straightaway.
Mitchner's got a problem. He's pulled way off the pace down on the inside down in turn 1. As we take a look at Kenny Irwin from Tony Stewart's car. Kenny Irwin's trying to find a way around. So far, hasn't been able to do it.
Another car pulls off the racetrack. That is Jim McCune. McCune, the youngster in the 68 car, driving from Mel Kenyon, is off the track and in the pit area, and Mitchner is also headed to the pit area. So attrition starts to...
flat right rear tire. That might be answering your question. He has a flat right rear tire already. Whether it wore out or he ran over something, we don't know.
Well, maybe Dave could check on that if in fact it is tire wear.
You can see right now, watch Kenny Irwin as he comes off. Look at the right rear tire.
Look at the right rear on Stewart.
All these cars that are running up front, all these cars that are running up front are beginning to burn the right rear. There it is. See, Kenny Irwin's burning the right rear too. A lot of heat building up. Irish told me these tires were built to withstand the heat, but right now they're getting very, very hot. Look at Drinan down on the inside. As we just...
Irwin moved low too, and he pulls over. Oh, contact. There was contact. There goes Irwin. 2 cars into the wall. That was contact between first and second. 4th place spins to a stop as well. The yellow flies. And 4th place is going to be stopped down there. That was John Cox. But Drinan and Irwin able to continue. But, oh, what a great shot from the in-car camera. You could see that develop.
Irwin's got a flat right rear tire. You can see him throwing sparks all the way around when he got into that thing. Irwin's got a flat right rear tire. When he hit the fence up there, he blew the tire. Look at the left rear. The left rear is blistered. See those lines on that left rear tire? Those are blisters.
The right rear. So's the right rear tire. All right, now here's the contact again.
You know, he just went in there. Tony Stewart slowed way up because he got a little sideways. Really wasn't Irwin's fault, you know. Stewart...
that tire's going to last for another 15 laps.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult.
All right, let's see if he can nurse it, or let's see if Drinan can come to the
Drinan.
inside. Here comes Drinan on the restart, trying to take the advantage. And there's a problem here right away. A car spins, and that is Irwin. Irwin in the 4 car slides to a stop. The yellow comes right back out. And it looked like Drinan had taken the lead at the restart. Here is a replay. Now watch as he comes off the corner. He's right in behind Tracy Hines in that black and orange 7 car.
All right, he's dropped something. He's lost the serration on the right rear, something. I think maybe there
was some damage from the contact.
When he made contact with the wall, he must have damaged the torsion arm or the torsion stop, and the right rear bar, it just dropped down to the ground, and of course it spun because there was no suspension. He was dragging on the ground. So it absolutely was not something that was his fault. John Cox did spin. This is John Cox in the pits. He did spin, didn't hit anybody on that first altercation. He's come back in to just make sure that whatever it was he wanted to check.
Here comes your leader into the pits.
Stewart came in.
Stewart is in the pits with a badly blistered right rear tire. Yeah, the crew is ready to change that one. So there's the look from his cars. There's Bob East walking down to check with Tony. Tony is...
well, he saw that on the restart, he wasn't going to be able to hold off Drinan. Look how badly the tread has really gone off of that tire. So he knew he wasn't going to be able to hold him off. No sense staying out there and taking a chance.
Dave?
We were concerned about tire wear with the abrasion of the new racetrack. It's reminiscent of the situation we had up at Dover with the concrete. Ironically, but merely coincidentally, this is the Dover NASCAR compound that Hoosier has used to build this tire. The problem here is not wear, it's heat. The problem is that the tire perhaps is too hard. It is not wearing the rubber off. As a tire wears, that wear dissipates heat. What's happening here is the tires are not wearing, they're retaining the heat, and that causes blisters. A blistered tire will stop you as fast as a worn tire. The Hoosier guys say, well, we think they'll last. Tony Stewart's crew obviously didn't think so.
Well, now this will be interesting. Stewart goes to the back of the pack. He was the last driver on the track with a shot at that $4,000 wins challenge money. Now, if anybody can pass on this racetrack, we'll see if Tony can do it. As you take a look at Drinan leading, Gerster second, then it's Leary, Jeff Hunt, the rookie, and Jack Runyon rounding out the top 5. There's the furl flag from Bill Carey. One more lap to go, and still, Larry, I don't know if these guys can go 15 laps.
Well, you know, who knows? We won't know until the 15 laps are up. Obviously, some of the guys who are running 3rd, 4th, maybe, haven't been running as fast. They might not have been using their tires nearly as bad. Drinan being up front now, he won't have to use his as much. He's in a better position now to save his tire than he was when he was running in 3rd position.
That's where you say you go fast enough.
You go fast enough to win.
Slow enough to stay out
That's
there.
exactly right.
All right, here's your restart. Gerster slips just a bit off the corner. Gerster rides in 2nd. And 3rd now is Chuck Leary. And 4th is the 60-year-old youngster, Jeff Hunt.
And look at Brian Gerster. He seems to have gained a little steam here all of a sudden. He tried to get under Danny Drinan as they came off that corner, and he does it again. Seems to be getting through the middle of the corner a little better than Drinan does.
Well, Gerster, of course...
Oh, boy, he drops clear below that. Look at that.
A couple of years ago, and each year not really Now he's driving for another owner with a good mechanic behind that car.
Well, that's right. It's Benito Tank Line's car. It's a car owned from California, and it's a really nice race car. Got Rusty Coons working on it. He does a fine job. So all these guys really battling. This is what, 3rd, 4th, and 5th back here. Leary, Jack Runyon, and the Hunt kid, Jeff Hunt.
Well, number 3 and number 1 actually got together on the racetrack. The first two, number 3 is Runyon, number 1 Hunt. They actually made contact with the continue on. A straightaway advantage now for your leaders. Your leaders have kind of checked out on the rest of the competition. And again, Gerster looks to the inside as they complete lap 19. 11 laps to go, and they're not babying those right rears at all.
No, and I think that's got to be a concern. I think after looking at the other guys, I think maybe Danny Drinan knew that he had to take care of his. I think that's one reason, like you said, he's running fast enough to win, but not fast enough to tear up the tire. It's got to be on his mind after following Tony Stewart.
10 laps to go, and there's the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And right now, one of those guys can win it if we have a tire problem on one of the leaders. There's a good look at the youngster 16-year-old Jeff Hunt and the Ralph Potter number 1. In fact, this is the team that won the championship with Tony Stewart last year. Oh, they almost didn't there.
He's working very hard. That young man's not afraid of this place. He's working very hard on Chuck Leary right now, trying to get around him. He has passed Jack Runyon. Runyon was in front of him a while ago, so he's doing a fine job here tonight.
Well, he's up to 4th position. Chuck Leary out of Greenfield, Indiana, and the Leary Brothers construction car rides in 3rd position. And there's the Ralph Potter brake and muffler shop entry in 4th. We go back to the front of the pack, and Drinan still leads, but look at this move to the inside over that seam right there.
I think Danny Drinan has picked up a push. He seems to be good into the corner. Coming off, he seems to be slow. That's where Gerster's really gaining on him. Gerster's trying to find a way to get around him. Coming off the corner right there, Gerster really seems to have a lot more speed from the middle of the corner out, but just can't quite find a way to get around him so far.
6 laps to go, down past 5 laps to go now. 5 laps to go, and again, Gerster looks low, but does not have the momentum to get the job done.
And there he's running high. He's trying to dive down under him, get a little run on him coming off. A lot of horsepower now to that car, Danny Drinan, so he can't get him down the straightaway. He's going to have to pull some sort of a move coming off to build up his momentum.
But it's interesting, we talked about the new right rear rubber for Tony Stewart, and Tony Stewart restarted back to pack, and he's still back there, so he's not been able to move up.
Yeah, right there, Jeff Hunt almost got around Leary that time. He got a big run on him coming off of the corner, but he couldn't quite pull it off. They almost touched, but both held on to it.
Looking lap number 28 as the laps wind down here at Winchester in East Central Indiana. Again, Gerster takes a shot on the inside. Not enough momentum.
Gerster seems to be making all the right moves. High through the corner, trying to dive down low down the straightaways. Just can't quite find the straightaway speed to get up the side of him and make him move out of that groove.
Drinan has set track records almost every place he's gone this year, and they pull up almost to the back of the pack. That is Tony Stewart bringing the back of the pack. White flag. This is the last shot for Gerster. Can he make it work? No, he's out of space, but there's the lap car. Gerster on the inside. He has him. He has him. Gerster by a wheel. Gerster by a wheel. That Hunt and Leary in a battle for 3rd. They get together as the checkered flag flies. I think it's interesting that Drinan booted Stewart out of a win, and Stewart was up there in a position, and Drinan got blocked behind him as Gerster took the victory.
Drinan just was in a bad position. You know, he came off the corner right behind Stewart. He had no place to go. Nobody did anything wrong in that position. In that case, he just was on the wrong spot, and Brian Gerster had made a move to the inside and had him blocked.
Well, second place always has the advantage because first place has to make a move. Second place then finds out where the best spot to go. So it's hero or zero, and he made the wrong choice.
I got to tell you, Brian Gerster's got to be one happy man right now. This kid has done a terrific job. I'm so happy for him, for that whole team. They've done a really nice job this year. He's come a long way from when he and his dad had that car. I mean, it was a good race car. They worked hard at it, but they've really done a great job. There's Rusty Coons, the chief mechanic on the car. All these guys are happy, and I'm sure the car owner out in California is going to be real happy, too.
Well, there's Danny Drinan, who appeared to have it won till he came off the last turn, got stuck behind Tony Stewart. Now, here it is. Now, watch him come up behind Stewart. And
Gerster does what he has to do right here. He gets up on the banking. As they come off of the corner, he drops below the white line. Drinan was going to try to probably drop down there. He didn't know Gerster was that close. Gerster blocked him from making that move, and Stewart was going slower. He had to slow up.
3 feet the advantage.
Oh, man.